They trained you to stay small, so you'd never outshine them, and you've been shrinking ever since. You feel it, don't you? That pressure in your chest. That quiet voice that says, don't speak, don't stand out, don't be too much. They planted that fear in you, and I'm about to show you how they did it, so you can burn it all down and make them fear the real you. You've been editing yourself your whole life. You hold your tongue when you're pissed. You fake laugh at things that don't even make sense. You dress down so you don't draw attention. You shrink yourself just enough so no one feels threatened. You do it automatically now. You don't even notice, but you feel the weight, don't you? You're in a room full of people and still feel invisible. You scroll through your phone, seeing lives that seem bold, loud, alive, and you wonder why yours feels muted. You're scared to send a text, scared to post a video, scared to speak up in that meeting, in that friend group, at that dinner table. You weren't born like this. You were made this way. Let's go back. You were loud once, wild, free. You said what you felt, screamed when you were mad, laughed from your gut. You had big ideas, wild dreams. You believed in them. And then they came, your parents, your teachers, your first little friends. Don't be so loud. Stop showing off. Stay in line. You learned fast. Your bigness made them uncomfortable, so you folded yourself smaller. You remember that time you cried in public and got told, you're being dramatic, or when you danced like no one was watching and they laughed, or when you said you wanted to be something great and they rolled their eyes. They called it love. They called it keeping you grounded, but what they really did was clip your wings. They didn't just want you small. They needed you small because your power made them feel powerless. Your confidence, a threat. Your voice, a mirror they couldn't handle. And here's the psychology they never told you about. It's called fear of exile. Your brain is wired to avoid rejection because back in the day, being cast out meant death. So now, your brain still thinks being too much equals danger. You conform. You silence yourself. You play nice. Each time you do, your brain gives you a dopamine hit. Good job. You're safe. You belong. But you're not safe. You're stuck. They trained you to choose fake belonging over real freedom. That job where you never speak your mind, that relationship where you downplay your needs, that mask you wear every day, that's not you. That's their design. You're exhausted, aren't you? Pretending, nodding, smiling, being easy to be around. You keep it light so nobody gets uncomfortable. You say, I'm fine, when you're breaking inside. You spent so long dimming yourself. You've forgotten what your full light even looks like. And they love it. Your boss loves when you don't speak up. It makes their ego feel bigger. Your friends love when you don't outshine them. It keeps them safe. Even your family, they love the version of you that stays quiet to keep the peace. But here's what they never saw coming. That fire inside you, it's still there, and it's waking up. Let me ask you this. What happens when you stop playing small? Everything shifts. Your friends start calling you selfish. Your boss says you've changed. Your family thinks you become too much. Let them. That discomfort they feel, that's your power making a scene. You see, when you rise, you become a mirror. They see what they gave up, what they were too scared to become. So they try to pull you back. But you're done with that game, right? Here's how you start breaking the script. Say no to something you always say yes to. Speak up even if your voice shakes. Create something and post it, even if it's messy. Let your anger rise. It's your fire. Let your voice tremble. It's still power. Let your presence be too much, because you were never meant to be small. Every time you act from that fire inside, you reclaim a piece of yourself. And here's the part that flips the script entirely. When you stop shrinking, you stop playing by their rules. They panic. They guilt trip. They shame. Because the moment you stop being controllable, you become dangerous. Let them squirm. They should be scared, Because the version of you that's coming, the one that doesn't flinch, doesn't shrink, doesn't apologize for taking up space, that version is unstoppable. You're not too much. You're everything they never had the courage to be. So now what? Are you going to keep shrinking, keep playing their game? Or are you going to let that fire burn? Drop a "I'm done shrinking" in the comments if you're ready to reclaim your size. And if you felt this, hit that subscribe right now. We're just getting started.